Hello, good day, and welcome to this session on Build CRM Project Foundations. At the end of this session, you should be able to lay the foundation for the CRM project, identify critical success factors for implementing a CRM project, and develop a risk management plan for the CRM implementation. So, first of all, in order to build CRM foundation, you have to identify stakeholders. And stakeholders are basically people who affect or are affected by a given activity or a given venture. So, in terms of CRM implementation, the stakeholders are people who are affected or will affect the CRM project implementation. And they include any party who will be impacted by this change in CRM adoption. And they include senior management, users of any new system, marketing staff, salespeople, customer service agents, channel partners, customers, and IT specialists, among others. All these people play a role in the CRM foundation or in the CRM project implementation. And at the foundation level, it is required that the interests and the roles that they play in CRM is identified and understood. Then you identify change management needs. So no matter the size of a project, you realize that change management is quite essential. And organizations have to determine how much change would impact on the implementation of a project. So it is necessary that organizations realize that change management or successful change management programs adopt a see, feel, change approach, where in order to bring about change, it is necessary to not only get people to see the need for change, that is realizing the need for change, but also get people to feel a sense of emotional engagement with the change. There needs to be emotional engagement with the programmer's visions and strategies. And Kotler propounds 8 steps that need to be followed in managing change. So the first step is creating a sense of urgency so that people begin to feel that they must do something in terms of change management or bringing about change. Put together a guiding team to drive the change effort. There must be a clear sense of responsibility allocated for managing the change or for motivating the change that is required. Then get the vision right and build supporting strategies. Then communicate for buy-in. People have to accept the change that you are bringing about in the organization. Empower action by removing organizational barriers to change. So things that will prevent the change in the organization, you have to ensure that people buy in and then are empowered to accept the change that is being called for in the organization. Produce short-term wins to diffuse cynicism, pessimism, and skepticism. So you have to ensure that you are convincing people in the organization so that they do not feel skeptical or they do not feel a sense of resistance to the change that you seek to implement in the organization. And then you don't let up, but you keep driving change and promoting the vision for the change management. And then you make change stick by reshaping organizational culture, because culture is the way of life of a given organization. If you implement or you bring about a change, you have to make sure that you reshape or restructure the organization's systems so as to adopt and stick to the change that has been brought about, and then to ensure that it is modifying or to suit the existing organizational culture. Then you move on to develop an organizational culture which supports the CRM implementation, and this can be seen in the last step for the 8 change management needs. So organizational culture basically describes the widely shared and strongly held values in a given organization. It is also used to describe the patterns of individual and interpersonal behavior, including the behavior of the business leaders, and expressed in the norms, symbols, rituals, and formal systems of the organization. Organizational culture, when it is being described, is like answering the question, why is it like when you are working in a given place? So if you're able to answer that particular question, it means you understand the existing culture in a given organization. So four cultural types are suggested or identified by Cameron and Quinn to comprise clan, adhocracy, hierarchy, and market cultures. So in CRM implementation, it is proven that advocacy is one of the main, or it is the main culture type that supports CRM implementation. It is strongly related to CRM success. So to begin with, clan culture is a type of culture which supports the family relationship among staff, where members of staff see each other as family and are willing to share their experiences with each other. Then, adhocracy, they are highly flexible, entrepreneurial, and externally oriented organizations. Then we move on to hierarchy. Hierarchy culture is characterized by the use of rules to ensure that the right things are done, where in situations of violations, offenders who violate the established rules are punished. And then we move on to market cultures, which is characterized by result orientation. Market cultures are results oriented. And then leadership results or reward staff who are able to achieve targets because of their result oriented nature. Then you move on to buy-in. So in order to implement CRM strategy, you have to convince stakeholder buy-in, because the implementation of new technologies may be faced with resistance. So the buy-in matrix is a typical tool that is used to assess the willingness and then the categories of people who are likely to resist buy-in for a given technology. So the buy-in matrix has four segments, that is bystanders, champions, weak links, and loose cannons. So champions are emotionally and rationally committed, and these people are willing to accept the introduction of a new technology. And then weak links are neither emotionally nor rationally committed, and therefore, in order to implement CRM in the given organization that has weak links, efforts should be aimed at winning the weak links so as to buy in the change in the organization. Bystanders understand the changes being introduced, but they feel no emotional buy-in to the change. In this instance, the manager should work on the emotions of such people for them to be passionate about the goals of the change. And then loose cannons are fired up with enthusiasm, but they really don't understand what they have to do to contribute to the change. And managers could educate such people on the reasoning behind CRM in the organization. Then you identify the project management needs. CRM implementation requires demands on project management skills. It places demands on project management skills. And a CRM plan basically spells out the steps that will get you from where you are now in terms of your customer strategy, situation analysis, to where you want to be regarding your CRM vision, goals, and objectives on time and within budget. So the CRM programs director is the person who generally performs the project management role, even though sometimes it is outsourced to a consultant. Then you identify critical success factors, which basically are attributes and variables that can significantly impact business outcomes. CRM consultants and vendors offer a range of opinions on critical success factors, which includes the need to have a clear customer strategy which defines your company's offers, markets, and channels. And then secondly, an organizational culture which promotes coordination and information sharing across business units, and then an agreed definition of what counts as CRM success. Then you continue to develop a risk management plan. In doing so, you identify the major risks that might be posed to achieving the desired outcomes in terms of CRM implementation. Then you put risk management strategies and contingency plans in place based on the identified risks. Then you move on to common causes of CRM failure, which include management that has little customer understanding or involvement, rewards and incentives that are tied to old non-customer objectives, organizational culture that is not customer focused, limited or no input from the customers, thinking that technology is the solution, lack of specially designed, mutually reinforcing processes, and then poor customer data and information. So in summary, the success or otherwise of CRM implementation is the foundation that is built for the CRM implementation. This session basically discussed the issues that must be addressed in order to lay the foundation for CRM implementation. Thank you.